Break the chains and our freedom's ours to take.
Take me in slow, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in slow, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Darkness take control.
Pretty sure this video is well overdue. I've not uploaded a video on this car in 4 years, something like that. Anyway, so this is the Honda S800. I have posted a couple of videos on this before, and like I say, it was 4 years ago, and basically it's been a full nut and bolt restoration. We've taken all the chassis off and all of the springs, shockers, the differential, the drive shaft, everything. That was all refurbished, all sandblasted and nice and coated as well. So that's got Schultz on it and Hammerite. So the shell underneath has also got the same. It's got the Hammerite on it, 3 coats of that and some Schultz. And then the body, that's also been sandblasted. We did it ourselves, and that's got some primer on it now. So it is starting to show a couple of signs of rust at the moment, but that's nothing we can't sort out. So basically this video is going to be a bit of a build update, because from the last video I've actually not updated you since we've done a lot of body work. So we've got some primer on it now. We've obviously done some body work. It does look like someone had walked over the roof, so that's been nice and coated, and we've obviously straightened that out and got some body filler in there as well. And there's also some areas over here which we also need to weld up, and there's also some areas down here which we also need to sand down as well, but that's been filled and we need to sand that down as well. So we're not a million miles away from this. Obviously we're still waiting for the garage to be built, and once that is built then we can obviously get this car in first. We do have a couple of other jobs that we need to do, but this car will be in there very shortly. So We do have the engine that's dry built as well, so I've taken the engine apart, I've fully refurbished all of the parts, and I did dry build it. So basically all of the parts are together, and we've not put any gaskets in or any seals or anything like that. I've just basically built it dry, so you know, you can make sure you've got all the parts. But there is a video on that actually, so I'll probably link that down below. Okay, so let's start in the interior. So it's got all the original dash and all the original dials as well. This car's got 49,461 miles, which for a 52-year-old car is very low. So I was happy with that when I bought it. So yeah, we've got the original dials and dash. This stayed in when I did sandblast it, but I did cover it up very nicely so it didn't get any damage. As you can see, there is some rust on the interior here and down here as well. But we do need to obviously treat that. It was sandblasted and painted before, but obviously we've let it get water in, because the garage roof gets a bit of condensation on it and it drips down and ends up, you know, getting water on the car. But that's nothing we can't sort out. So we've got the original seats here, which need a good clean. So these are in decent condition actually, and we've got the nice leather style dash as well. So basically in here we need to get all the carpets back in, and the centre rest as well. Back there you've got some sound deadening, and you've got some carpets as well, and a bit of plastic, but there's nothing much to do back there anyway. And we've also got the headlining to get back in, so we'll give this a good clean and a bit of a treatment of rust, and then we can get the headlining back in. So let's get on to the exterior. Okay, so exterior wise we've got some new tyres, which are actually winter tyres. But I did like the style of these. They're going to be quite loud when we actually do get this car running, but I did like the style of them because I've seen these on an S800 before. So we've got the original alloys, which I've sandblasted and painted myself. These also need the centre caps on, which are chrome, and they've got the emblem in the centre, so that needs doing. And obviously the camber needs sorting as well, so these have got quite a lot of camber on them, but I need to sort out all the tracking and that anyway. So moving back, we've got these areas which we need to sand down, but that's not too much of an issue. The filler is already in there ready to go. Continue moving back, we've got some chrome trims that go on here, and some chrome trims that cover these as well. They're all cleaned up and ready to go. So the rear, we do actually need to put the lights in and obviously get all the exterior pieces on. We have got the boot lid as well with some chrome pieces up here, which the boot lid is just down here. So that needs a little bit of treatment. We've also got one of the doors there as well, so that needs treatment, and then that's good to go. Like I say, we've got some carpets and plastics to go in the rear. We've got the filler already done. The filler's all done down here, and we did actually weld a plate onto this sill because this sill has actually gone. We've still got the other sill to do as well. So we've got 3 bits of welding to do. That is here, on the front, and then on that far side, and a couple of odd little tiny holes that we just need patching up. But that's it for the exterior, so now we'll go underneath the car. The underneath has been fully sandblasted and fully painted as well. You can see the shocks and the arms down there have been nicely painted. You can also see the differential. That's nicely painted as well, and the rear shocks and everything, so everything is good to go. We've also got some nice new bolts here as well. Inside the wheel arches is also complete, so it just needs a bit of a clean up. Still the drive shaft to do, which I've not painted yet, but I did sandblast that back in the day and I don't think I ever painted it. I do need to redo that, but everything's looking in good condition down here. I probably will give it another coat of paint, just to make sure it's all nice and clean and refreshed. So underneath the bonnet, this is not actually the original bonnet. The original bonnet is in the garage somewhere. I need to dig that out, but this basically bought this for the Mark II because the Mark II one is kind of on its way out. So underneath the bonnet we do actually have the gearbox here as well, which has been fully refurbished. We do actually need to just give it a clean up, but everything's a little bit dusty at the moment. We do actually have the original wiring loom in here as well, so this was put to one side when we did actually sandblast in here, and we have actually painted inside this tunnel as well. So that's in Hammerite, 3 coats of Hammerite, and then we will eventually spray the whole engine bay in the same colour as the body. The chassis has been 100% sandblasted and coated, but it is a little bit dusty at the moment, and obviously we've got the steering rack down here as well, which we do need some new bushings on either side, but it still works at the moment, so we can actually move it around if we need to. You know, all we need to do is basically put the wheel back in and we can move it around if we need to. So the steering does actually work. It's a little bit loose, but it does actually work. So all this basically needs is a nice clean up, probably sand it down and re-primer it again, and then make it all nice and smooth, and then paint it in the same colour as the exterior. Okay, so here's a small example of some of the parts that we do actually have. We've got a lot of gaskets and seals here. We've got front and rear bumpers, which I did sandblast but I never painted, which I probably should have painted, but that's my bad. Got a couple of parts for the engine intake. We've got the hubcap for the wheels, and then we've got some rear, front light surrounds, interior pieces, some chrome trims, front grille, and some other interior pieces as well. So we'll just retrofit these on the car so you know what it looks like, and get to the next bit. So we do have various bits of paperwork here as well, for things that have been done to the car previously. Got 4 sets of piston rings, which are original, and it's got the original part number on there as well. We do have various other original parts which have been bought previously for the car, loads of seals and stuff like that, some belts. We've got a replacement head gasket here as well, which we do actually need to buy a new one because this is no good, but it's always handy to see what it looks like. And then we've also got other various seals and gaskets here as well, which came with the car. This one is a sump gasket, this one is for the exhaust, and this one is for the water pump as well. So this is just a handful of parts that we do actually have. There's loads in the garage, and I did actually get a lot of spare parts with the Mark II as well. And obviously over the years, if I've found something I've, if I've needed it, then I have bought that as well. So I've got things like a new windscreen because the windscreen that I had was smashed. I've got things like, the engine that's in the garage. I've got other parts. No, let me start again. So I've got things like the windscreen, the original. Got things like. So I've got other parts like the windscreen, which I had to buy from Pilkington Glass because the original one. Fucking hell. I've got things like the original. Are you going?
Yeah.
I've got things like the original. No, it's not original, right?
Take 56.
So I've got the. So I've got things like the replacement windscreen because the original one was smashed when it did come. So I've got that. We've got other like light surrounds and rear lights and rear light lenses, which I bought from Japan. This car came with most of the parts that were needed, except for small things like wiper arms and rear light lenses, chrome surrounds, things like that. So there wasn't a massive amount that I actually need to buy. And of course we've got the extra parts here as well. So with the Mark II, the plan for the Mark II is basically to start restoring that after the Mark I is done. So it's a big task. Obviously we've got other plans as well, like my brother's classic car, and I've got some odd things that I need to do as well with the race car and the daily and etc. But we've got a long journey ahead of us, so hopefully you do stick by it. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been nice getting this car out again because it's been stuck in the garage for years. So it's nice to actually get it out again and get a good look at it and see exactly where it is. So there will be a lot more content on this car to come. Like I say, once the garage is done, then we can actually get it inside that GarBroZ garage and fully get to work on it again. So make sure you catch us on Instagram at GarBroZ UK, and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you stay along for the journey of this car and journey of other cars as well in the near future. So we'll see you then.